Film club.
Hand me the keys, he gags it. In English, please. Hand me the keys, what the fuck?
I mean, the kids, what the fuck? And it's weird seeing Benicio del Toro so young.
I know.
Given that we did Sicario, and seeing him young here is so strange.
Hand me the keys, you motherfucking cocksucker.
Thank you very much for joining us. Episode of Film Club. I'm one of your host, Andy Harrison. To my right, as always, it's Kaiser Soze, Andy Knowlton.
What the fuck?
Every single week in Film Club, we invite you along to watch a film with us. We dive into some of cinema's best before coming back here to talk it out. And this week, The Usual Suspects. We've been in a little, Rashomon effect journey.
Yep.
We went from Vantage Point to Rashomon, and now we're here in Usual Suspects.
Yes.
Give the lovely people at home a rundown about what The Usual Suspects all about.
The Usual Suspect starts with Kevin Spacey's character, Virgil, comes in. I may be wrong on the name. Comes in and he's been interrogated and he tells a story about how there's 5 people, suspects for a case. They get roped in, they decide to do a plan together. It's all kind of master planned by a mysterious big bloke called Kaiser Soze. And then one thing leads to another, and then one by one they get shot down by Big Kais, and then it comes out with a lovely little ending.
Big Kais, eh?
Yeah.
So, Big Kais brings a bit of a problem to this film. I just want to earmark this at the top of the show rather than leaving it at the bottom. There is a slight nastiness that hangs over this film now in 2019.
Two things especially as well. So we just need to preface to the fact that this is Kevin Spacey and also the director, Bryan Singer, who both been quite serious and quite heavy allegations against him. It's shit, to be fair. It's shit, especially when you kind of review old movies that you probably last watched when you were oblivious to these such things. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to watch it again and be like, oh, it's a really good performance, but fucking hell.
Yep.
So I think we just have to
let's
best we can just see it for the artistry as opposed to the horrible things that they've.
Yeah.
But it sounds that they've done.
It's always a difficult thing separating art from artist.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's mentioned. Make of it what you will. You can make your own judgments, and we'll move on from it.
Yeah.
So, Usual Suspects. Seen it before?
I have, and it's been a long time, and seen it again. I was speaking to one of my colleagues at work, and he was like, last time I saw this, I was in that sleep mode. And I wasn't necessarily that bad, one of those things in university I was watching it before bed, but at the same time, I didn't really pay that full attention. So doing this again, especially knowing the ending and how it is, I was going through and thinking, that's cool, like this. It was fucking awesome watching it again. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Because
that's really weird to hear because I'm the exact opposite.
Really?
So I think it's difficult to discuss this film without immediately going into, and obviously we're kind of circling the spoiler at the moment. Mm-hmm. If you haven't seen Usual Suspects, please go watch it. It's got a lovely sort of
kind of a twist,
Karen, this narrative ending that you should go and try and watch unspoiled if somehow you have not ever heard of this. So, For me, the reveal at the end when you find out that basically you've been listening to a unreliable narrator.
Yep.
Great, love it the first time round. Watching it the second time round, knowing that a lot of it is just made up.
So wait, yeah, I guess so, but so this is the difference. You look at something again, to revert back to this horrible film, Vantage Point, where it's made up and it doesn't really kind of pave the way for any ways. You're just watching a set of scenes and you're moving on, watching a different set of scenes. At least this one is a narrative to the whole thing, to the made up story.
Yeah, so
it shows his imagination.
It feels a lot like Heat in some ways.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
I thought the exact same thing. It's a great call.
Partly because similar to Heat, it's got this stunning cast.
Yes.
Where you got Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
You've got Kevin Spacey.
Yep.
You've got dude that looks like Dennis from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I know you're on about old Dennis.
Yeah, old Dennis, old slightly haggard Dennis who's
Keaton,
seen some
Gabrielle
shit.
Bryan.
Thank you. You guys, great cast, all of whom do an excellent job.
Great chemistry as well.
Great chemistry. Some of probably one of the best things about the film is the way they bounce off of each other.
Yeah.
And the narrative isn't just this obvious straight line. It does twist and fold in on itself. It has different warring factions going on. A really awkward casting of Peter Postlethwaite, where he's ambiguously Iranian/Japanese and is clearly a very Englishman.
Yeah. I noticed that, and to be fair, I just went with it.
But the film it's a very, very well put together film. It's arguably Bryan Singer's best as well.
I would say it's his best. I mean, what else has he done that's notable? He started tail off towards the end, I reckon. He went downhill.
Well, I mean, more recently he did the X-Men films after this, and then
is he the one who did First Class?
No, that's Matthew Vaughn. He
My
did,
apologies,
he did
Matthew
X-Men
Vaughn.
1 and 2.
Yeah, okay, I prefer this over.
But then came back for like Days of Future Past.
Okay.
But anyway, we're not talking X-Men right now. So it's a great film, really well directed, really well performed, really well written in lots of ways.
Yep.
It's just, I think, a better film the first time for me, the first time you watch it.
Okay. I don't think you could ever have that moment again where you watch the ending like, oh my fucking God. But at the same time, I thoroughly enjoyed it because there's one moment I really enjoyed is when towards the end when they're on the boat and you see, I'm going to have to get his fucking name, Virgil, isn't it, or something?
Big Kaiser.
No, Spacey's character. Verbal, not Virgil. I knew it wasn't Virgil. Verbal. So Verbal's like hiding away with a gun going, oh my God. And yet you see Kaiser like going up like this and I'm thinking, he's obviously telling them that fact he was hiding all this and he has that wimpy kind of thing where he's on the floor, he's going, I'm scared like this. And I'm thinking in my head thinking, that's all made up. I mean, the whole thing, it's an unreliable source. But that part's made up. And in reality, he's going out fucking bossing the place, like find this guy, this informant kind of guy, whatever, going to shoot him. He's like shooting the rest of his team, and I was thinking that's fucking cool. Like, and I don't know, it was that realization. I knew it was behind the scenes. I was thinking, fucking shit's gonna hit the fan.
So the first time you watched this, did you know the twist?
No.
Did it get you, or did you figure it out?
No, not at all. Did you?
I think it's really obvious.
All right.
Like I know that that's harsh to say because so many people who don't pick up on that totally understand.
Wait, hold up. Can I just ask, is it twist obvious up until the point where it says it's obviously Keaton, it's obviously him, blah, 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 because he goes this massive tirade
No. I think it becomes obvious when he's talking about Kaiser Soze and showing the flashbacks of Kaiser Soze.
Oh, really?
Because I think at that point, the way he cuts it is too suggestive. In fact, actually, funny enough, when we were watching this, I was watching it on my own. Halfway through, Natalie walks in, starts sitting down and watching it. She's been watching it for about 10 minutes or something. And she goes, oh, so he's Kaiser Soze?
What, about Spacey?
Yeah. At that scene.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, fair.
I just think there's a way in which Kaiser Soze is represented as too large of a character. He's too ridiculous. And his long flowing locks walking away from the flames.
Yeah, but then again, that's imagination. It's him bigging it up. It's making this like really dramatic kind of effect to like...
Doesn't take away from it at all. Like, if somebody doesn't pick up on that, you get this amazing reveal at the end.
Yeah. I think going through it as well is, regardless of the story and whether it's made up or not, you have this, like I said, this narrative that's amazing. It's like, it's not linear. It's like all these kind of steps in the way. You have everyone bouncing off each other. I think it just makes, as you said, Heat. I'm glad you just going back to that reference there. It makes for such a good kind of heist film. It makes for a great kind of thriller kind of film. Like I'm trying to think, it's like a heist like Heat mixed with another kind of film where they don't know who's who sort of thing.
And it's so easy for those sort of films to rely on a plot sometimes.
Yeah.
Whereas here we've got great character work to go with it.
Exactly. And it's just the fact that all that combines together. It's just awesome. So I really enjoyed watching it again. I don't know whether the third time around I can say the same thing.
I mean, it's definitely going to stay at the top of my like Bryan Singer list. And then do you know what? It's also up there in terms of Kevin Spacey performances, regardless of everything going on with the two of them in their private and also professional lives. Yeah. But anyway, there is Usual Suspects. You can let us know in the comments below what you thought of Usual Suspects, or you can hit us up on Twitter, as always. But Andy and I are going to be back once again next week where we take a look at a slightly different film.
Quite different
film with The Breakfast Club. So until then, get watching.
Don't forget.
Who is Kaiser Soze?
I meant the song.
Don't.